Yesterday, a Bangladesh Air Force FT-7 BGI trainer aircraft tragically crashed into the Milestone School and College. Before I start the discussion of today's topic, which is the crash itself, I ask for a few moments of your time to honor the lives lost in this heart-wrenching tragedy. Many students lost their lives, and many more were severely injured who are currently going through intensive care at the hospital at the moment of recording this video. We pray for their full recovery. We pray that the loved ones of the deceased may find peace after this unimaginable loss. And we pray for those who left the world too soon, that they may find peace in the hereafter in Jannat. We remember Mahrin Chaudhary, a teacher who suffered severe burns while helping her students escape the flames. She succumbed to her injuries and passed away, leaving behind 2 children and countless loved ones. She was a mother, a sister, a daughter, a teacher, a mentor, a friend, and a hero who sacrificed her life to save others. We honor her memory and pray that her soul is eternally blessed. Lastly, we remember Flight Lieutenant Muhammad Tawqir Islam, a husband, a son, a brother, and a valiant man who gave his life to his service. In his final moments, he reported the aircraft's engine failure to the control tower. He was instructed to eject out of the aircraft. He was trying to steer the jet away from the residential areas before ejecting, but he lost all control of the aircraft. It was too late. He was too close to the ground. The aircraft crashed into the Milestone School and College. Though he was taken to the ICU, his injuries were too grave and he passed away at the hospital. His life and the life of so many others were taken by an aircraft that should have never been purchased. The crashed aircraft was a tandem seat trainer variant of the F-7 BGI. The F-7 was first inducted into the Bangladesh Air Force during Ershad's era in the 1980s with the F-7MB. 20 years down the line in 2005, the F-7BG was inducted into the Bangladesh Air Force. It was already outdated at that time. But again in 2013, the F-7BGI was bought for the Bangladesh Air Force. The F-7 was an outdated platform in 2005. Then it was bought again in 2013. We are currently at almost the end of 2025. This should give you an idea as to how outdated the F-7 platform is. But the government still continues to drag out its replacement with modern jets. This should be a wake-up call for people to finally pressure the government that no, we will not accept outdated planes like the F-7 flying in this country, killing our pilots and killing so many innocents. The F-7s need to be replaced as soon as possible. This should be the stance of every single citizen of this country right now. But as usual, stupid people and some scumbag journalists, so-called journalists, are taking this opportunity to spread false information and false narratives. These quote-unquote journalists are saying that no airbase can be allowed in Dhaka. Dhaka cannot have an Air Force airbase. 300 square kilometers, no airbase. 300 square kilometers, no military aircraft can fly in 300 kilometers in this country. This is the narrative that they're pushing. This is genuinely how dumb these people are. They don't mention the outdated F-7, which is the actual reason for the crash. They don't have any problem with that. Okay, so let's go with their narrative, right? Okay, so we have these outdated F-7s, and now we are not allowed to have an airbase inside of Dhaka, right? Okay, so we remove the airbase out from Dhaka, no more airbase in Dhaka, those 300 plus square kilometers full empty, and then outside of that area we have F-7s to protect Dhaka, right? This is their logic. This is what's going on inside their heads. Okay, India launches an attack on Bangladesh, hypothetically. Okay, the F-7s, which they don't mention, they don't have a problem with, all get shot down in 5 minutes. Okay, good. Now, what? How is Dhaka gonna get protected? There's no airbase in Dhaka. What? Okay, F-7's gone. Okay, we can replace them with new aircraft now. Now we're going to get other aircraft. We can get new modern aircraft now. Okay, where is your aircraft gonna operate it from? Where is the aircraft gonna operate from if it's not in Dhaka? Put an airbase in Rajshahi. Right? Rajshahi is next to Dhaka. Put an airbase there. Okay, put an airbase in Rajshahi. That base will be in MLRS range. India could destroy that base with MLRS. They don't even need to launch a cruise missile. They can just MLRS barrage, boom, airbase gone. Okay, no, not Rajshahi. Okay, put an airbase in Kumilla. You're gonna put an airbase in Kumilla. Okay, nice. MLRS isn't even needed for that. That is in artillery range. The only place where you can put an airbase is to protect Dhaka is in Dhaka. The airbase is not the issue. The issue is the outdated aircrafts that these stingy Moilar Balti journalists never point out. Mark my words, these yellow journalists are going to attempt to push the government to remove the airbase from Dhaka so our airbase is completely open to India, because this is their actual goal. India is who they actually work for. Because if that is not the case, then why don't they bring up the F-7s? Why don't they bring up the dire state of Bangladesh Air Force? When have these journalists ever pressured the government to address the MRCA program, to address the replacement for the F-7, to address all these things? Never. They are not working for, these guys are working against us. Okay, they can call themselves pro-Bangladeshi, Bangladesh first, all of this. No, you know, and I know who they actually work for. Do not let these people, these yellow journalists and these influencers and all that, do not let them use this tragedy to open up our airspace to the Indian Air Force. You want to ensure the people's safety? Make sure that BAF, Bangladesh Air Force, gets the equipment that they need. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Remember to keep the people who tragically lost their lives in this event in your prayers, and I will see you in the next video.